Hi, and welcome to another edition of Pauline Interviews. I'm here at New Renaissance Bookstore in the events, well, I'm actually in their event center, and I want to thank them for letting me use this space. As always, I appreciate it, and we're on Northwest 23rd, and they have a wonderful bookstore where you can find all sorts of wonderful things. If you watched my show before, you know the whole story. So come and check us out sometime. And right now, I'm so happy to interview a friend of mine who I've interviewed before, Gabi Schoening, and you know by the name, she is a wonderful, beautiful German lady, and I hope I didn't murder her name, but Gabi is an intuitive reader, and she does intuitive readings and energy shifts. So I want to welcome you, Gabi. We've talked before, but this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do 3 different interviews. I'm excited about every one of them. First, before we get going, tell us a little bit about, I know you were trained by a very well-known energy worker, and Richard Bartlett?
Yes.
And Energy
Matrix Energetics.
Energetics, there, I got it backwards. Tell us just briefly about how you got interested in that and your training.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Pauline, for having me, and it's nice to be here at New Renaissance. Thank you, Darlene, Claire, everybody at the store. I love this place, it's great.
I do too, I love coming here.
How I got into it. I'm from Germany. I was a social worker, then a therapist, and studied Ayurveda and then energy work. And at that time it was Matrix Energetics with Richard Bartlett and his daughter Justice Bartlett. And they inspired me so much that I started doing energy work and left my regular day jobs behind and totally just focused on helping people shift their energies, and I got taught by doing it.
And Richard Bartlett's here in the United States, right?
He is near Seattle.
Okay, so it was when you moved to the United States that you started studying with
Right.
him. Oh, that's terrific.
It was about 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And it's important to study energy because I've said this in many of my shows, we're basically energy beings.
We are.
Mm-hmm. And I know you have a passion for different topics, and we're going to talk about the first of our 3-part interview is on the new energies that are coming onto the planet. That excites me. What do you mean by that?
It's just like the Earth is going through an energetic upgrade. The frequencies that come in from the sun with the solar flares, they are increasingly higher and higher, and they help to transform. They transform the reality of the Earth and the reality of our own energy field. And so what that does, this increased influx of light kind of bubbles to the surface everything that needs to be purified and cleared. And we can see that in the collective realm by all the events that are unfolding and happening, like the burning of Notre Dame. It's a big purification in my
really
perception of the Catholic Church. And while it's sad that a beautiful building gets destroyed, there's so much attached to the history of the Catholic Church that needs purification. All the abuse scandals that are coming up, all the witches that got burned. I think 200 to 300 million women got burned by the Catholic Church for having been accused to being a witch. So
they were just using psychic abilities, probably, or whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what, it was still terrible. And what about the Crusades, where the Catholic Church went around, unless you became Catholic,
I don't know much about the Crusades, but I am very passionate about all the women who have been abused, tortured, and were killed. And many women in this day and age still carry that trauma. And I've worked with many, many, many women who have this trauma still today.
How do they have it? I mean,
and I help them energetically to release that trauma.
How do you mean they carry it today? You mean, were they from a past life or just from the...
They may have a gift, and they are afraid to use their gift because in a past life it didn't go so well for them.
Yes. I will say one thing about the Catholic not everybody who's Catholic is a bad person. In fact, most people that are Catholic are good. We're talking about the hierarchy, the people in charge. Not everybody's bad, but there's always somebody there that
no, they're wonderful Catholic people, and I think the Catholic Church will have a renewal. But like this tragic history of that abuse, that needs to be cleared.
Yes, yeah. Any other things that's going on in the world that you see that's being cleared with these?
I also see that like more and more people are being held accountable, that many scandals that were hidden in the past, they no longer stay hidden. The truth is coming up, and the truth always comes up, and we will see it more and more.
Maybe I should bring this up, but what about in this country, what's happening with the allopathic medicine? I don't know, maybe I hope not put you on the spot, the pharmaceutical companies and all the opioid deaths because of misuse of drugs. Is that something that's clearing
I
out?
think in the future we will have more herbal remedies again, because there are wonderful plants that help.
And they were suppressed.
And also energy work is part of the medicine of the future.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure, there are a lot of things that are going on now, and in the news you see the bad stuff, and I keep telling my friends, well, I'm meeting a lot of people that are doing good work, so, and there is a lot of good stuff.
And it may seem as if there's more negativity going on when you watch the news, but really what we're seeing, what's coming up is already the purification. It was going on all the time. We just didn't know and hear about it that much.
Right.
But now everything becomes more public.
Especially because of the internet. I even almost picked up a book here at New Renaissance. They have some great, fabulous books, and they've got a discount table as well. And it was about how the internet can connect us, make us one. I mean, depending on how that energy goes, it can go for the good or the bad. But I don't know how you see that. I don't.
Yeah, and with Notre Dame, I want to add, it's like about the divine feminine for me. In this church, it's about the divine feminine.
Feminine.
Yeah.
It's your accent. I thought you said famine.
No.
Feminine. No, I'm not
No,
picking
the
on
divine
you.
feminine.
Divine feminine, yes. And how would that be? Do you think the feminine energies is what's going to help? I mean, not to put men
The
down.
church, Notre Dame, it's French. It means our
Lady.
mother, our lady.
Yeah.
So it's devoted to Mother
right.
Mary, to Mary Magdalene.
That's right.
I saw one of the photos with the church burning, and above it, the white dove.
Yeah.
That was a really beautiful image for me, like for the divine feminine being alive. And so, like many crimes in the past, they were like violations of the divine feminine.
Yes.
But it's not going to happen anymore in the future.
Well, see, you're spiritually evolved. Do you think people that are watching it on television, though, and not putting people down, they're just seeing it as a tragedy, as a beautiful piece of art burning down? How many people are seeing it the way you do, as a purification because of the bad things that were done by the Catholic Church?
Oh, I think there are others who see it clearly. And it's also like a worldwide event, because it's in Paris. It's a very well-known city. It's like on ley lines that have like influence around the globe. The divine feminine is. There's also Pele, the goddess in Hawaii, the eruption of the volcano. She was very active last year.
And what does that mean?
That was a fire in Hawaii, the purification of the divine feminine, like the feminine energies that are no longer allowing the abuse from the patriarchy. And so this year now Notre Dame is burning and bringing renewal, and it was inspiring to me that millions of dollars could be raised like within like
few minutes,
48 hours. So if we can keep that momentum going, and funds like that are being donated for other good causes, to relieve suffering, then it gives me hope that we can build a new earth, a better world.
And the new energies that are coming in, now that was a big event. How can we use the energies specifically individually? Can you address that? The new energies?
So as collectively all this purification and transformation is going on, individually we're also asked kind of to raise our vibration and frequency. And energy work is a really good way of doing that. So we have old belief system, old emotional energies, habitual patterns, like things we've been taught by our parents that no longer serve us.
Could you give an
so
example?
All that can be cleared.
Like maybe that we don't have the power to do things in our lives, or we can't fulfill our dreams, something like that.
Yeah, everything that is limiting.
Limiting, that's it.
That is just like to please or to fit in no matter what price you pay. For example, that women are not allowed to speak or things
we're
like
fortunate.
that.
It's a lot better in this country than it is in some countries. It's still such a big suppression. But maybe that will change too. You think so? I think so.
It has to, and it will.
And another way to raise your vibration would be to meditate, maybe?
Right. Yeah, to do the inner work.
The inner work, right. Get in touch with the spirit. Don't be so concerned with the body.
But so as the light comes in, these strong transformational energies from the sun, they kind of also flush up like everything that needs to go.
So it can also be painful.
Like inner debris, like or bring feelings to the surface, like old grief, and it might be triggered by new events. But then when people come work with me, usually under the current event, it goes deeper. There are layers and layers and layers, and it can go back to an event that happened 5 years ago, 12 years ago, 25 years ago, to the childhood, and frequently it goes back even further into past lives where it started. And sometimes there's a really big event in a past life, and that's why a seemingly small thing in this life can get triggered, but have a huge emotional, reaction that people may not even understand. So I work like layer by layer by layer until we get to the root cause and can shift the energy there and integrate whatever needs to be integrated. Sometimes part of the soul goes away because it was too painful. And so
that's when you do a soul retrieval.
We do soul retrievals, not like the way other shamans do it, but like just in a way to bring that part back.
I believe when the shaman does it, they go to the other world to retrieve the soul. But you've done work like that. I don't want to go to, because I interviewed you before, which is really interesting. So we'll end this, but you did say that that with the new energies coming in, let's see, you said something about letting go of the past, leaving the ego behind, and being lighter.
Yeah. So the more energy we clear, the more current we are, like with the upgrade of our energy, the better we feel, the more lightly we can travel and
travel where?
And feel joy.
Yeah, you mean travel?
Travel through life.
Okay, I always think of travel to other countries, but okay, travels through life.
Yeah.
So is this going to continue to happen? Are we going to continue to upgrade and upgrade?
Yes, that is continuing to happen. The energies are just going to get more and more intense.
So the bad will fall away and the good will come to
so
the
the old, it cannot stay. It's,
that sounds
life
good to me.
is ever evolving and changing.
It's always good if it's evolving and changing for the better, and that's what you're saying.
And so,
happening.
like maybe one more thing, a lot of people feel really tired and exhausted, and that is one effect of the intense energies as well.
Because their physical bodies can't handle it?
It's a good thing to rest and relax and do really good self-care and take the time to feel what's kind of coming up. Because some people worry and they think something is wrong with me. I've just been so exhausted.
Yeah. Do you have to be more spiritually involved?
Like,
you understand that.
It's true for anyone.
Is it? Okay. All right. I was just going to say, because a lot of people wouldn't realize that they think they're coming down with something and they'll go get a pill or something. I don't know. But I think I love what you're saying. It gives us hope, doesn't it, to realize that we are raising our vibration and things are going to get better.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else to add to that?
That's it.
Because I got some more interviews to do with you soon. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabi. I love it. Thank you for watching another edition of Pauline Interviews.